Welcome to So You Decided to Make Your Own Indie Game, the series where we speak to industry insiders on what it takes to make your own game. If you haven't already, check out our previous episodes where we discuss crowdfunding, avoiding burnout with a small team, and how to focus your development for success. Publishers are powerhouses of game delivery, playing a large role in helping fledgling developers push their games into the limelight. While some prefer to manage their games entirely by themselves, some swear by working alongside a publishing house.
If you would really like to expand your audience, then getting a publisher is a good choice. But you have to spend some time to do some research to see which publisher suits you. The part that matters the most is whether a publisher can significantly help you to do the thing that a developer cannot, which I think, in my opinion, they have definitely way more resources and way more connection and exposure platform than developer. Especially if this is your first game, that you're almost very new to this industry, that a publisher can tremendously help you on this.
Speaking with publishers directly, we ask them what is it that makes working with a publisher so valuable, particularly to small teams.
What publishers can do to help indie developers is, of course, think outside development. So you can just focus on developing your game, and publishers can just do the rest, such as funding, marketing, community management, PR, and then access to consoles, dev kit, or distribution platforms, and then localization, quality assurance, customer service support, legal, etc. There's basically lots of things that is outside the development. So you can just focus on developing your game and you don't have to worry about the other stuff.
Naturally, working with another company comes with its costs.
The margins are quite different depending on how you talk to, what kind of deals you get at the end of the day, what kind of services and funding you require from a publisher. All that factors into ultimately what a publisher will and can offer to you. I've seen deals anywhere from like 82 being in the developer's favor, which is a phenomenal deal, all the way up to 50-50, at least in like independent games publishing. Actually, in some cases also beyond that, 60-40 in the publisher's favor, for example. So there's a wild spectrum, and that's just on PC and console premium titles alone.
The more the publisher gives to the project, the more he will expect in return. So for example, if you're presenting yourself to a publisher with a game that has already been in development, a completed game that just needs help for the launch or for marketing purposes, probably the offer will be much more convenient to the developer than in a situation in which the developer only has a vertical slice and needs actual investment for the development itself.
Indie developers can have a mix of experiences when working with publishers or deciding to go it alone, with plenty of lessons learned along the way.
When you know there's something you cannot do, don't be afraid to look for publishers who you trust and who you know can help you.
Just be genuine, be honest, because it should be a very healthy win-win situation for both of you, for the developer and the publisher team. No side should probably overpower the other side, because you two really have to communicate and find out the best strategy for your games in the end.
Some experiences can fuel decisions on whether to continue self-publishing or to stick with the publisher.
For our first game, Mini Metro, we self-published mainly because it felt like by the time we had established the game's credentials and by the time it was out there in the world, we'd already done most of the work that a publisher would have done anyway. In hindsight, it may not have been the most organized business decision, but it all depends on what you value, and that's something that our founder, one of our founders, Rob Curry, was telling me not long ago, is just that it depends on kind of what your goals are for your game, apart from just, I want to release a game, I want to found a studio, I want to make enough money to be self-sustaining.
Speaking directly to publishers helping make indie games a reality, at what point does it make sense for a young studio to reach out to a publisher? What tips do they have for those just starting out?
Once you have an actual working demo of your title, I think is the best time to approach a publisher. I've seen very little projects be funded before they had a working prototype, for example, and I think that's not going to change that quickly with publishers out there.
For indie devs intent on managing their game themselves, Episode 5, coming soon, will cover the complete guide to marketing a game and all the challenges that come with it.